Hello, bombshellers. I just wanted to say thank you. I got over 48 views on my welcoming 2021, saying goodbye to 2020. And thank you for that. You all are just outstanding. Um, I also wanted to let you know I've had Arby's fish twice this week. Oh my gosh, I'm an addict. And the mint chocolate chip shake, the snack size, not the big size because that's too much calories, and you don't want to brain freeze with over, the bigger size. So that little small size is perfect, and it's like just heaven melting in your mouth. Just saying. Um, Other than that, I have been reading this new book today while I worked, and it was Hillbilly Rockstar. Gotta tell you, this is the first book I can remember reading by this author named Lorelei James. And I was at first going, okay, there's a little bit of suspense. There's a little bit of a mystery about who's trying to kill this good looking, handsome hunk of a rock star, country star, if you will. And at first, it was not drawing me in. But these two are like fire and ice. It's just a combination that draws you in, and you want to know what's going to happen next. Um, at first, I told my Facebook people today that a little bit of a description of it, and I'm going to give you a description of it here with what I first said, and then I'm going to dig a little deep in it. What I want you to know about this book is it's amazing, and it goes to show you that even these two that are so different from each other belong together, and that opposites attract. And I love it. So let me find where I first commented about the book, because I gave an accurate description right off the bat, and I hoped it drove other people to read it as well. But I can't find it on Facebook. Doesn't always how it goes when you're looking for something. And my phone is in the other room. Yeah. Well, basically, she's protecting and guarding his body. That's what it was. But who was going to guard her? Guard him from protecting her own heart, or guarding her heart. She used to be ex-military, and she gets put on the security detail for this country music singer, right? Well, he has had like death throats and several brushes with death. And it's her responsibility and duty as her job to protect him. And they end up falling in love, even though he said that he wasn't attracted to her, and she said that, she wasn't attracted to him. They fight that attraction for a little bit in the book, but then it's like two magnets. They just come together. And when they do, it's off the chart, rage and burn and fire. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of my new favorite, Yellowstone. I just got to tell you, that Cole Hauser, he's one fine man. And yes, I learned what his last name was. Aren't you impressed? Anyway, in the book Hillbilly Rockstar, they have a disagreement, and he decides, I'm just gonna ignore, and she takes that for a little bit, okay, but then it gets to her. So they're in an intimate adult relationship, and she goes downstairs to go work out her kinks, so to speak, her frustrations. And one of the guys that she flirted with early in the day, not thinking that it would cause any problems with her current love, was in the same area working out. Well, needless to say, when he walks in at 4 something in the morning and sees them wrestling and grappling around on the ground, his mind jumps to conclusions, and well, it's not a pretty picture. So they end up going and getting mad at each other, and he leaves her high and dry to go to the bar. Well, she asked him to stay and talk and work it out, and he refused to do so. So meanwhile, she's waited and waited for him to come back to the room, and when he shows up, he starts playing this ignoring game with her and goes, no, I'm going to go to the other bandmate's room and crash with him. So she's like, okay, I'm not going to stay in this room by myself. She goes and gets her own room. So at this point, he's getting sick and tired of ignoring her, and he's missing her and all that. And there's only 2 days before they go on a break. They have a 10-day break, from the next tour. So he decides that he needs to see her. They need to work this out now before it could go any worse. He finds out that she's not in the room they shared. So he immediately marches back to talk to his bandmate, who informs him, yeah, she got her own room, but don't do anything stupid. Well, he does something stupid. He goes and gets the guitar strap from his guitar. And I call it throwing a little temper tantrum, but it was kind of cute, and he just cowboys up. And let me tell you what he does. I'm going to read off Facebook now. I love this book that I'm reading. I've never read anything by this author before that I can recall, is what I should have put. He warned her that they would have trouble down the road. Well, they just had their first trouble. And I love the way he handled the situation. He asked the bandmate, where is Liberty at? As soon as he found out she wasn't waiting in the room for him to return to his room, he went and found her. And when she didn't want to talk to him, he brought a guitar strap, bound her wrists together, and they walked down this hallway of the Majestic Hotel. And he's telling people, no trouble here, nothing to see. They kind of work out their differences, but now I had to stop where the tour is getting ready to go on a 10-day break. The question is, what will happen after the break? And will she go without him, or will he insist that she remains with him to go home with him in Nashville? What a cowboy. What a man. You got to stay tuned to find out what happens next. Now, doesn't that wet your whistle? What a great book to start off 2021. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you because sometimes in life and in situations like that, I'm sure, she had a situation where she was in the Army and she had to watch her boyfriend of that time that she was in the Army get killed. And it affected her trust. It affected her on a deep level of emotion. And it affected her to, put that guard up, so to speak, around her heart. And it takes him to be a little bit more understanding, a little bit more caring than usual, I'm sure. Because in the book, we start off with him having groupies, okay? But he learned that the groupies wasn't worth it and that she was. And while it was a valuable lesson, maybe one that he learned too late, it's just been a roller coaster page turner ride. And I love books like that. And even though we don't know who's after him currently to shoot at him, so to speak, I'm sure we'll find out at the end. But it's interesting right now to see their dynamic and how, to me, she was scared and frightened because of her past experience of seeing her former man getting blown up. And here she's with this new man who's in a similar situation. And it's a thing of letting your guard down and being able to adjust to the situation and being able to be like, okay, I can move forward and put the past behind me. But sometimes that's such a big thing, and it affects one deeply if there's abuse of any sort in the picture. And I think that this book is going to have an interesting ending. I'm interested to see now, since they've kind of fixed things, but it's not totally fixed, is he going to be able to come to her and be like, okay, it's been like so many days after this, they have a 10-day break between they go back on tour. Is he going to go find her at her place of residence and be like, I can't take another minute without you? Or is she going to break down and go to him and say, okay, I'm scared as hell, and I don't want history repeating itself, but yet I love you. Will you work with me through this? So it's going to be interesting to see what exactly will happen next. I'll have to keep you posted. My voice is coming and going tonight. I really wanted to sing for you all again tonight, but I have the next 2 days off. I don't know if that's going to happen the singing-wise or not. I'm kind of excited. Tomorrow I'm going to go see my work mom and drop off some books. And we've got to take the animals to the vet because it's the first of the month. And hopefully we get down to Dollar General. I love Saturdays. I live for Saturdays. $5 off of 25. It's awesome. Then after that, we're going to try and prepare the house for Sunday. Now, what's going on Sunday? Well, I'm glad you asked. Sunday is the Candy Kitchen, as you know, they're on vacation. It's amazing. Everybody's going on vacation. Anyway, so we can't go up there. So we are forced to eat around here. So, and I don't mean, Grandpa doesn't want me to cook because he'd like to take us all to a restaurant. So, Grandpa wants to find a place that you can actually go in, sit, and eat. We don't have too many choices. And being on a Sunday, I'm sure limited people have limited hours. But we will conquer this. I have given them a couple of choices. One choice that I'm not really fond of, but actually both choices, but you just got to go with what's available. And it's either going to be Denny's, and I don't know if, unfortunately, Wendy's is open or not, but we may wind up at Wendy's. So we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know if there's any other place here in town that's actually serving food inside instead of going through drive-through right now. But Grandpa, he's a character anyway. To get him to try and wear his mask is horrible. Now me, I am a mask-wearing person because I have too much wrong with me. So, it is what it is. So, anyway, I hope you're all keeping your social distance. You're washing your hands. When you're not washing your hands, you're using hand sanitizer. And even though we're in 2021, that does not excuse not wearing a mask. Protect yourself, protect me, protect others. Do it. Just do it. Okay? I may come back and sing. I'm always a little bit of a pushing ahead. That's why they call me the bombshell. But we'll just go from there. I didn't dance tonight because I do feel a little under the weather, but I had a hot chocolate a few minutes ago, so maybe that hot chocolate will give me some spice, if you will. So sit there, stay tuned, and thank you for watching.